Oops. All right. Good afternoon, boys and girls. We are on lesson 56, multiplying three-digit numbers that include zero. All right. So our objective for today is multiplying by three-digit numbers that include zero. We're going to identify and use the commutative property of zero. Our joke of the day is, where do snowmen keep their money? And they keep them in snowbanks. There's no vocab for today, but for your vocab spot, I would like you to write all the multiples of 7 up to the 10th term, okay? Make it the 11th term. So I know that you guys are actually doing the work. And plus, it's really good practice if you don't know your multiplication facts of 7. Now, so today what we're going to do is we're going to be multiplying three-digit numbers by three-digit numbers. And we're going to see what to do if there is a 0 in one of the numbers that you're going to multiply with. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to move these things over, okay, so that we shorten up the multiplication process, the algorithm. And what you're doing is you're going to slide this over and do the 120 here, and you see that we have a thing missing here on the top. And what you can do for the 0, for the ones, is you're just going to put a 0 all the way down, okay, because that 0 0 times this is all 0, so there's no reason for us to go ahead and put that in there. So we're going to start with using the algorithm for 2. All right, so 2 times 243, you get 486, and then don't forget to add that 0 in, okay? And then you're going to do the same thing for the 100 spot too, but instead of doing 1 0, you do 2 zeros, okay? And that's what we have here. And then 1 times 243 is here. Then you add the partial products together, and this is what you get, 29,160. Remember, you add your comma in, okay, after the third number. If you multiply 243 times 12, then write a 0 at the end of the product. Will your product be the same? Why or not? Why not? Okay, try to figure that out. Now, multiply 243 times 102. What you're doing here is we're going to multiply with the 0 that's in the 10 spot, or that's not in the 1 spot, just so we can see how to do that. All right. Now, there's two ways that you can do it. You can do it the way on the left, which is a 3-step process. All right. These places have zeros in them. Okay, they're imaginary. Put zeros in there. Or you could do a 2-step process by flipping the numbers. Okay, so you do 243 on top and 102 on the bottom to multiply. Then first we do 2 times 243, which we have 486. Then we have a 0, and so what we're going to do with that 0, instead of multiplying 0 times 243, what you're going to do is just bring the 0 down. Okay, then you do 1 times 243, which you have 2,430 once you add it onto that 0 that you just tacked down there. Now remember, there's an imaginary 0 here, and then what we do is you add these two together, and then you have 24,786. Okay, let's read what else it says on the example. The shortcut on the right was to bring down the 0 in the bottom factor rather than multiply by it. If we had not used the shortcut, then we would have written a row of zeros as shown. Okay, see, this is what we're skipping. Instead of doing that in here, like how we do that here, instead of doing this, we go ahead and skip that step because there's no reason that we'd have to go through that step. Okay, we know it's going to be 0 when you add it together. So in order to use this pencil and paper shortcut, we remember to set the multiplication problem so that the factors containing 0 are at the bottom. It's better if you have your factor with a 0 on the bottom, so you can skip this step. All right. Example number 3. During a minor league baseball game, a vendor sold 120 hot dogs for $3.25 each. What amount of money did the vendor collect for the sale of these hot dogs? So what we're going to do is we are going to ignore the dollar sign and the decimal point until we finish multiplying. So when we're doing this, ignore the decimal point, ignore the dollar sign until we're done. Okay. So what you're gonna do is you do the whole algorithm, and what you're gonna get is 390, 6,500 plus 3,200, 32,500. You're gonna add those together, and what you're gonna come up with is um, 39,000. Now, don't get confused, but we have this decimal here. Then we add our decimal point in after the first two numbers, and we add in our dollar sign. So what we end up having is that the vendor sold $390 worth of hot dogs. So think about, why did we place the decimal point 2 places from the right? All right, fairly easy question since we've been doing this for a couple months now. But I want you to think about that, because I will ask you this again tomorrow. All right, we're down to our lesson practice, A through H. If you have any trouble with this, make sure you write any questions that you have on this math practice. Okay, try your best, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow in group. Have a good day.